Karnataka has declared drought in 223 out of the 236 taluks this year. Of these, 196 have been categorized as severely affected. The state's water crisis gained nationwide attention after the state's capital, Bengaluru, started facing a major water shortage. And this has left many of the businesses and citizens in dire straits. What are the underlying reasons for this crisis, and what will be the economic impact? Bengaluru was once known for its numerous lakes. However, due to rapid urbanization, most of them have disappeared. Yet, the primary cause of this water scarcity is the recent monsoon patterns. If we look at the data, Karnataka has witnessed inadequate rainfall over the past 2 years. From October to December 2023, there was a staggering 38% decrease in the rains during the northeast monsoon. And from June to September 2023, a 25% shortfall in southwest monsoon precipitation was recorded. Thousands of borewells have dried up, leaving its residents with hardly any water. According to the Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board, the water availability from various sources to Bengaluru has dropped by 50%. To know more about the reasons behind this water crisis, we spoke to Ganesh Shankar, founder and CEO of FluxGen Sustainable Technologies, who is also a water management expert.
Bangalore is facing water crisis for multiple reasons, of which I'll share the three of them. The first, I believe, is the city was full of lakes, and today we have we have small fraction of lakes compared to as it was historically, right? And many places today we visit, like Majestic or KR Market, or even the National Sports Stadium. All of these were lakes. So we have actually, because of large scale urban encroachment, we have lost a lot of lakes. And but even the lakes that we have today, it's quite still a lot of lakes we have. We have not been able to safeguard these lakes. Like the lakes are being filled with contaminated water coming from industries and from effluents, and also sewage water from homes in Bangalore, right? Apartments and homes. So the water quality is very poor, and that's basically because of this level of contamination. So can we avoid this lakes from getting contaminated and ensure treated water gets into this lake, right? That's the first piece. The second thing, of course, Bangalore is like the knowledge capital or the IT capital of the country, and various other industries, right? It attracts the best talent here. So in a way, there's a rapid urbanization which has led to further reduction in availability of water. So, and I mean to say, the per capita consumption of water has increased, as well as number of people in the city has increased. And the third piece is, of course, the climate change. These cities were in India or anywhere were built by historically by Emperor Ashoka to Emperor Akbar and various other this one. So they were built in places there were access to water and there is a predictable rainfall. And today, because of climate change, the same cities where we live, we don't get the same rainfall because of a warmer planet. A warmer planet affects the precipitation level, and precipitation level affects the rainfall in these places. So it changes the rainfall pattern. So there is there is excessive rainfall for a very short duration, which we are not able to contain and utilize it for the city.
The water shortage has also affected the city's businesses. According to Reuters, restaurants are considering drastic measures like using disposable plates to save water. IT companies are facing absenteeism, and manufacturing enterprises are facing operational issues.
I operate out of a co-working space. We have an office there, and we got a message saying that you have to be very careful on using water and ensure that use as little water as possible. And the messaging was very apt from the operator of the co-working space, right? But what I felt is that had we done that at a very early case, then there was water for everyone. I'm not talking about this co-working space alone, everywhere. So today businesses are many people are saying that they'll work from home because there's a shortage of water in all these facilities, right? And mind you that businesses buy water at the highest price compared to residents, right? And they are also dependent on the same water network as residents, like the tanker water. So definitely there is a chance, there's a I hope not, but there's a business continuity risk. So I know many businesses which are in drought prone area have to shut down their facility for a month, 18, 20 days. India is one of India's largest conglomerates. Dairy business shut down for 18 days because of unavailability of water. During this time, their competitors acquired all their customers, and it was a permanent shift, right? So businesses, though the water by itself doesn't act as a bottom line risk in terms of the top 5-10 costs, but water works in a very wicked way. Not having water, I mean, so you actually shut down the whole operation, which adds up to a big loss to industries, right? So businesses are definitely very vulnerable to water crisis, and also businesses have to be very in order to safeguard their interests, they have to ensure they are able to track their water consumption and plan their water resources in advance and ensure they have enough water to survive a summer, right? So I think businesses today are looking at how do they consume as little as water possible and store as much water as possible, and at the same time ensure they are able to the surroundings of that business, whether it's communities, they are able to ensure they are able to recharge through various mechanisms, water through harvesting, and come up with ways to treat the wastewater, and ensure they practice circularity in water. So in a way they are able to harvest as much as water, consume as little as possible, and treat most of the water they consume back into part of their consumption wherever they can consume, like the flush and various other processes where they can use the treated wastewater. One is a immediate action and one is a long term action, I would suggest. The immediate action is actually to bring accountability to water, right? I mean, because we are facing water crisis, and at this point of time you need to make sure that water is accounted. I believe that just like how water as a liquid is transparent and clear, you should make the data of water transparent and clear at all places. Everybody consuming water, they should, I mean, to disclose water consumption. I think that's my fundamental step. So that way at least you know who is the culprit and where you can actually improve. Is there a way to actually take action and see the when you take an action, can you actually see the improvements, right? If you don't measure, you can't manage. So I think that's the first and foremost thing the government should be looking at. How do you make sure that the water is accounted in the most accurate way, and it is made transparent to all, right? And the second step is of course the long term goal of how do you build water rejuvenation plan across, right? Can you actually build, while building smart cities, can you build sustainable cities? Can you actually come up with ways to ensure there is enough Bangalore, I mean, India gets enough rainfall. It's not like how do you make sure that you utilize all this rainfall for the core purposes of our country people, right? So I think designing, as you had pointed out, can we design cities as we cities are becoming the concentration, right? I mean, the population concentration is happening in cities. Can we actually build? And of course, there is a significant need to come up with ways to reduce water consumption in agriculture. Agriculture consumes huge amount of water, so there is a need to improve the water efficiency in agriculture at large, right? And water and electricity are like interconnected things. So when you give access to free electricity, you end up actually giving access to free pumping water. So government has to be very cognizant about the future policy on how into something that is maybe not directly related is affecting the crisis, right? And So that way, ensuring there is a water positive approach towards building cities in terms of harvesting and rejuvenation, and making sure that wastewater treatment, it's not even actually waste, it's used water is treated, and give used water another chance, right, to utilize it again. So these are some things that government should actually put enforcement. I think there are great policies in place, but enforcement has to become stronger in making sure that they bring accountability to water, and building mechanisms to have water positive cities.
Meanwhile, this is not just going to be a concern only for Bengaluru. The storage capacity of India's 150 primary reservoirs are at only 38%, below the average for the same period of the last decade. The water crisis in Bengaluru is not just a local issue. It is a wake-up call for better water management practices and sustainable development.